Welcome to the Energy Show, where we break down the big questions behind power, policy, and progress. And I remain your host, Tiana. And today we're tackling a question that keeps millions of Nigerians up at night, literally. Why don't we still have stable electricity in Nigeria? And that's the big question for today, guys. Now, if you live in Nigeria, you already know the routine, how it goes. Power goes off without warning, and yet the familiar roar of generators here and there. And then the PSCN brings the bill for lights they barely provide. It's not just frustrating, it's exhausting. So today we are going to unpack the real reasons behind Nigeria's decades-long electricity crisis. And for the first segment is the foundation is broken. Now let's start from the ground up. The problem with power in Nigeria is not just about lights. It's about infrastructure, generation, transmissions, and its distribution. Nigeria, with over 200 million people, only generate between 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts of electricity on average. That's about what a mid-sized society in Europe uses. We have the capacity to generate more, maybe 12,000 megawatts, but much of this capacity is not functional due to poor maintenance, underinvestment, and gas supply issues. But even the power we do generate often doesn't reach the people. Why? Because the transmission network, the system that carries electricity from power plants to homes and businesses, is weak, outdated, and poorly managed. It's like trying to fill a city with water using leaking pipes. Alright, now let's go to the segment 2, which is the privatization promise. In the year 2013, Nigeria privatized most of its power sector. We were told that private companies would bring investment, expertise, and stability. But more than a decade later, things haven't improved much. And the truth is, privatization was rushed. The companies that took over were often underfunded and unprepared. Many inherited massive debts and broken down infrastructure without strong government regulation and even real accountability. They had little incentive or capacity to invest in upgrades. So, instead of transformation, we got stagnation. And the average Nigerian is still in the dark, literally. Now let's go to the third segment, which is money in and lights out. Let's talk about money Nigeria spends billions every year on generators, fuel, and even solar panels. And according to some estimates, Nigeria spends more self-generated electricity than what the government spends on the entire power. Yet, bills from the distribution companies keep coming in, sometimes with no meter, no accurate reading, and no real service. The term estimated billing has become a joke, but one that costs people real money. So the question is, where does all the money go? Much of it disappears into inefficiency, corruption, and a broken system that doesn't reward performance. First, we need to be honest. There is no quick fix about this, but there is a path forward. Investing in infrastructure, not just building new power plants, but fixing the grid so that electricity can actually get to everyone, and that's the people. Support decentralization. Mini grids and solar power solutions should be encouraged, especially for rural and off-grid communities. Enforce accountability, and even DICOs and GENCOs must be held responsible for poor service. No more hiding behind bureaucracy. Improving the policy and planning. Long-term energy planning should not change with new government. We need continuity, commitment, and competence. And here's the bottom line. Nigeria's electricity crisis is not about lack of resources. It's about the lack of political will, poor management, and a system that has favored profit over people. But guess what? Nigerians are so resilient. We've powered our lives with generators and candles for too long. It's time the system powered us back with reliable, affordable, and stable electricity. So guys, thanks for joining me on the Energy Show today, and I still remain Tiana. If you enjoyed this episode, kindly subscribe, share, and follow us across all social media platforms at the TLIG Africa. Do you have questions or stories about energy in Africa? Reach out to us and we'd love to hear from you. If you have a product or service relating to energy you'd love to promote, do reach out to us.